Hello, everybody. Welcome back once again. My name is Jordan, also known as J Monster, and this is episode 6 of the Elves of Lorien. It is crisis time. It looks like they got a free bunch of reinforcements just because we attacked a town that has a script, that gives them that. So our extremely outnumbered troops here are going to we're gonna fight, and we're gonna see if we can pull this off. I feel like we will probably lose, but you know what? We're gonna see. Let's see what we can do. Let's see. We do have some really nice troops. We have some light troops that we can skirmish with, and we can we have some heavy troops that will act as an anchor. Maybe we can pull this off. I don't know. If we make them chase us all the way down the hill, because Dol Guldur is basically just one massive hill, they're going to be coming out of the fortress. We can take some shots at them. Unfortunately, we started at the bottom and had no time to prepare, so that's a pain. Let's do... These guys run up here, form essentially a firing line. Go, go, go! It's going to take them a while to actually sally forth out of the fortress. They're going to come forward in a big tide. There's a lot of them. But they are, for the most part, just pathetic orc infantry. I feel like we could beat them. The only thing we really have to worry about are these castellans of Dol Guldur here. You can see them with the ghosts with 2 swords. They are very powerful. However, they are extremely weak to ranged attacks because they have no shield and they mostly just rely on their armor. Which means, we can deal some serious damage to them if we focus fire. The only thing we need to be careful about is fighting the orcs on the hill, because if we fight them here, they're going to have a big disadvantage. So what we're going to do is we're going to retreat our troops down the hill, and we're going to make them fight us on this hill here, so we can reverse that hill advantage and hopefully hold the line and deal these orcs a stunning defeat. That's the idea anyway. So maybe what we're going to do is we're going to take we'll do that right now, and we will take our heavier troops here and have them form basically just a massive line, because they are the slower moving of our 2 forces, and these guys are much more ideal for a skirmish action, which is what most of the opening phase of this battle is going to be. We want to get them over... Get these guys over top of this ridge, though, at least, because otherwise they're going to be firing into it, and it's going to be a waste of arrows, and we need to make every shot count, because we have a lot of enemies to fight. Look at this. Look at the foul maggot folk of Mordor streaming down this hill. Like, that's kind of epic. I'm not going to lie. That's really cool. Did they leave anybody? You know what? That could have been another possible strategy, is that we draw their main host out, and then we sneak somebody up into Dol Guldur, and take the square, and then we hold it from them for 3 minutes or whatever it happens to be. That's probably the smarter idea here, but running up this hill is going to leave whoever gets in there exhausted. So I would prefer to fight them straight up, and see what we can do. They're advancing down that hill pretty damn fast, so we're going to have our heavy infantry down here run. But these Galadrim archers and these Sindar archers, like, they're more than a match for anything that the orcs have to throw at us. So if we can keep them supported and stop them from being surrounded and just destroyed, then I don't know, maybe we can pull this off. I would be very surprised if we win, but it's worth a shot. I'm pretty sure their archers are going to be able to shoot at us before we can shoot at them. Come on, boys. Come on. We're going to have to prioritize our targets here. Who do we really want to kill? Who's the biggest threat here? Probably those castellans who are hiding right here. But we're going to have plenty of time to take some shots at them. The spearmen are not as much of a threat. Spearmen are not very powerful against swordsmen, which is what the majority of our troops are. So we're gonna start shooting at these guys, since we have a good opportunity to hit them here. When you shoot an enemy on the side of their body that doesn't have a shield, it negates their shield bonus, so that it makes it a lot easier to kill them, especially when they're orcs. They don't really have a whole lot of armor to begin with. All right, down the hill, boys. Go! We can do this as long as we don't have some weird pathing issue that like runs our troops into the advancing orc forces. Hopefully we can avoid that. Start taking some shots here. It's skirmish time. It's time to do what we do best. And soon enough, they'll be in range of our heavy archers. We've killed 2% of them. That's kind of impressive, seeing as there's 2,000 of them. So we've killed at least 200 orcs so far. Kill them, orc volunteers. Do it. Oh, there's an Uruk bodyguard there too. That's definitely going to be a priority target for us. Definitely want to soften them up as much as we can. They're smartening up a little bit to our tactics here, and they're splitting their forces, which is much more clever than you usually expect the AI to be. So well done, AI. You're not a complete failure. Let's take a shot at them Castellans right there. We're gonna move our archers behind our heavy infantry here, in order to let's make sure these guys don't get caught. Yes, definitely want to take some shots at these guys if we can. But we're going to move them behind our heavy infantry so that we still have the option to... whoa! What are you doing? To keep shooting once they engage our front line. With a lot of orc volunteers. Although we may not have the option. We may just have to fight with our back to the red line, as it were. Yeah, as you can see, we've already dealt some serious damage to these Castellans of Dol Guldur. Unfortunately, that's giving them the opportunity to close in on us. So let's try and kill these guys as quickly as we possibly can. So we can start shooting the orcs, who are, like, by far the biggest numerical threat here. Oh, they're so fast. These guys are really, like, fast moving. And they're relentless. They are getting butchered, though. As you can see, they are extremely vulnerable to ranged attacks, as I said. Well, these guys are going to have to engage in close combat. Let's take some shots at those Uruk bodyguards and these orc volunteers coming up here. Yes, the Castellans have been wiped out. It's these Uruk bodyguards. If we can kill their general, like, early, that would be a serious deal, like a serious blow to these orc forces, because they've got to be getting... They've had to come a long way, and they've got to be getting a little bit tired at this point, whereas our troops are still fresh for the time being. How are we doing over here? Defeat is apparently a possibility for these orc mongrels. We're still able to shoot at this Uruk bodyguard here, and they are starting to take some serious casualties. Maybe we'll redirect the fire of these archers here onto those that orc bodyguard. See if we can get a volley off before they're engaged in close combat and can no longer fight. Oh, we might get one off. Attack! Which was apparently very deadly. It doesn't look like their general has taken any damage yet. These guys are holding the line admirably, as they are. Our heavy infantry, they're very, very powerful. Let's see what we've done so far. We've killed 17% of them. We've killed almost a fifth of their troops. So that's a big deal. I'm not sure we're gonna have the opportunity to kill that orc general. We are gonna slaughter his bodyguard, which is a loss for them, but it's not as big as killing their general, unfortunately. There's still hope. Maybe we'll get lucky. Well, it looks like their own archers are returning fire. Is that the entirety of their host? Has it all? Well, there's less of them than I kind of thought there were. But so far, our skirmish tactics here have definitely paid off. We bled them as they came down that hill, and we've all but slaughtered their bodyguard. Maybe we'll kill their general. Oh, the Uruk bodyguard is running. Enemy general has died. Oh, they're routing. It's time. It's time for a charge here. Down this hill if we can. This is going to expose the flank of our general, but it's time. Attack for Lorien! I believe we can actually do this. We've killed a third of them. Our skirmish tactics are extremely potent against these slow-moving orc infantry. Obviously, things would be a lot different if they had trolls or if they had cavalry. They would have been able to bring us to a battle on top of this hill a lot earlier, which would have been fatal for our extremely outnumbered forces. None of these guys have died yet, which is impressive because the orcs have been so spread out. Well, this massive group of orcs is routed, but they'll be back. They will, of course, be back. But by the time they get back, they're going to be exhausted. So we're definitely doing well, much better than I expected. I didn't think we'd be able to do this with the numbers that we had. It's like these archers here just got themselves a chevron. Oh, nope. Don't get too far ahead of yourself here, boys. Yeah, the Lorien archers chased, and they got themselves into a bit of a disadvantageous position here. They're being shot from behind by a couple groups actually, of orc archers, 3 of them. This is where the casualties are going to start to set in, and our numbers are going to play against us. Unless we'll reform these guys, and we'll use our general's bodyguard here to run a screen for these archers, so that we can continue to put some fire into these orc archers here, who are going to who really going to start taking a toll on our troops on the hill. How are we doing here? Defeat is almost certain. We're doing pretty well for light infantry, but they are taking some casualties, quite a lot, quite rapidly. So this is where things can start to turn around for the forces of Mordor, where their numbers really start to just take a toll, just through sheer attrition on our forces. Attack! Oh, he just freaking sliced that guy. He killed him and kept on going. Let's put some fire into the flank of this infantry unit that's moving up to support their troops on the hill. We've broken through their line, so now we can start pushing forward. These guys are just going to have to continue to hold here, because our big priority is all of these archers here, and managing to do something about them. Let's start shooting these orc archers here. Our general's bodyguard routed that group of orc volunteers. Looks like their entire center is just in full rout. If we can kill these guys over here, this last group of orc archers, I think, these orc maulers over here are like the last man standing. If we can break the army really quick here, then we'll have taken the citadel with just 4 units, which is amazing to me. How are these guys doing? Pretty well. Looks like they've routed them together with the Galadrim archers. Oh, looks like we have a unit of orc volunteers here that's turned around. We need to kill these guys before the rest of them, find their courage and turn around and start attacking us. They've been routed. These guys need to die now. Attack! For the Emperor! Oh, wait, wrong series. Look at that. We did it. We lost 48 men. We took Dol Guldur. That's awesome. Okay, let's look at... wow, those woodland archers did 500 casualties. The Galadrim archers are a close third. Somehow, that's probably because we kept them, behind to anchor our troops. Excellent. Fey he seemed, or the battle fury of his fathers ran like new fire in his veins, and he was borne up on Snowmane like a god of old. Theoden, the ride of the Rohirrim. Yep, Pelennor Fields was pretty epic, almost as epic as the victory we just scored against Mordor just now. That was incredible. So now we have Dol Guldur. Occupy la communauté. It's mine. Thank you. Now what do we do? Ichnod Ion. Okay, that's right there. That is a possible target. Let's get the artist studio going. We'll retrain those troops as apparently we can do. Let's reinforce the garrison with some volunteers. Doing pretty well. that was a ridiculous victory. Come on. Give it up for the Elves of Lorien. That was awesome. We deserve a standing ovation. Let's see. Take that. It's time to take the city of Faradrin. We're gonna let them besiege it for a couple turns because those Bjornings and all of these bandits could be a serious problem. Yeah, we'll starve them and make them take as many casualties as we can possibly inflict upon them in a short amount of time. And by the time we get there, we'll shoot out General's bodyguard units, so that will be okay. It'll probably be a tougher battle than than taking Dol Guldur, or taking this little backwater settlement here from the Bjornings. Let's see, our main army. What do we got here? We're doing really well on finances, thankfully. Our main army is coming over here. I'm going to move them to Dol Guldur, and then we're going to start taking back some of the southern forest lands from Mordor. I know they have a fortress over here. We could leave a small garrison there. But up here, this is still open to be taken, which is good. So we have a few options in terms of taking some territory here and carving out our own little empire. The only thing we need to be careful of is angering Thranduil's realm. We don't want to take too much territory and kind of box them in, because that's just that's going to bring us to kind of diplomatic loggerheads, and I want to avoid having any kind of kinslayings with the elves, just as a matter of principle. But if it comes to that, if we have to defend ourselves against Thranduil's aggression, then we'll do it. But I don't want to. I want to try and make this as lore friendly as we possibly can. I would like to maintain some good relations with the Elven kingdoms, but I don't know. We'll see. We'll see if Thranduil gives us the choice or not. Okay. The One Ring has been found. Oh, that's right. And we got the One Ring. Our temporary general here. Let's see. His loyalty is still high. Pride, loyalty, purity. That's obedience. Authority is no chivalry. We're going to need to find a strong-willed general. Someone who's not just going to betray us. I think we may have to be Haldir. Or possibly Celeborn, who needs to take the ring, but I'm not sure. What do we want to do with these guys? We're gonna take them over here because we're gonna need extra troops to kind of spread around into the forest once we start taking some territory. Go. It's gonna be a long walk. How we doing here? Maybe the Bjornings will just give us the settlement. Probably not. Our forces are too small compared to theirs. They definitely have a much larger force to throw against us. We haven't really picked up our diplomacy with our little buddy kingdoms over here. That's something we're gonna have to do pretty quick, especially once we start taking territory in southern Mirkwood and sharing common borders with our. Oh my God, it's on Nazgul. Seems like our victory at Dol Guldur may be very short-lived. We may have to sally out and attack them. I think we managed to retrain our troops, so our army should be back to full strength. But it looks like first we're going to have to deal with the Bjornings, which is... I'm fine with that. Captain Bane. Besieging them didn't really do a whole lot. It maybe killed like 10 guys across the entire army. Fear not, he said. Long have I desired to look upon the likeness of Isildur and Arion, my sires of old, Aragorn at the Argonath. Alright. Whoops. Okay. Quickly set up our line here. And catch the Bjornings in their crossfire as they come in. Go, 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 quickly, quickly, quickly. Quickly now. I really want to upgrade these guys. I want to show you the upgrades. I'm really excited to show them off. What do we got here? How are they doing this? Okay. 3-pronged assault. Basically, this is like the main thrust of their force here. Which is okay. Let's do that. Attack! Come on, boys. Loose them arrows. The Bjornings are... they have 2 hit points, but they are very vulnerable to missile fire. We just don't, have a whole lot of missiles at the moment, unfortunately. So it looks like they're coming at us from all sides here. But the priority target is, without a doubt, the Bjornings, because they are equal or better in close combat, so they need to die. We're gonna make them run a little bit and stretch out our battle line. We're in some trouble here, so we're gonna pull our archers back behind our spearmen. Now's the time. See if we can get a pot shot into the sides of these Bjornings before they hit our lines. Maybe. Yep, there it is. 1 volley, maybe 2. Okay, since these bandits have made the mistake of overcommitting, we're going to make them pay for it. Unfortunately, our spearman company is going to suffer quite badly here, but that's alright. Might not be able to take them... Oh. Not sure what I want to do here. If we pull our archer company back, they'll have free reign to just flank our spearmen or to hit them from behind, which I do not like. Maybe we'll get another... Yeah, we'll get 1 more volley off. Point blank. Eat it! Disrupts their charge a little bit. We can take them. In close combat, I think they're weak enough that we can probably take them now. Oh, shit. We're going to get pinched in a vice there if we're not careful. Oh, are we going to make it? Oh, there goes the bandit general. Excellent. We just got out of there in time. Our swift-footed elves are pulling back here. Let's see if we can get a... Are they routing? Oh, no, see, this is exactly what I was worried about. Maybe we'll be able to convince these guys to turn around. Or rout them right here. That would be awesome. Maybe. Come on. 1 more volley. That should be all it takes. Yep, here we go. They'll rout after this. Nobody likes being shot in the back. Quick, shoot them in the back while they're not looking. Those Bjornings are getting handily beaten by our Lorien archers. We were lucky enough to weaken them quite substantially before. Time to reform. Looks like some of the bandits are reforming. These guys won't reform until they get back to the town square. I think they're sufficiently beaten. That won't be a problem. I don't want to commit these guys just yet until I know what they're going to do with these two groups of bandits. If they're just going to chase our archers, then maybe it's not that big a deal. We'll probably rout them. Oh, look at that. Slice. Eat it. Have these guys attack. The Bjornings are standing their ground quite nicely, although they are on the verge of routing, but we'll see. We have taken more casualties than what I had wanted, almost a tenth of our force, which is not very good. Not very good at all, because it prevents us from moving forward with our armies, even if, it's like fairly light casualties. It adds up really quickly. Oh, well, there you go. The end of the battle. We lost 35. That's probably one of our our largest losses yet. Some of them have been healed, so it's about even. 121 in two groups and 106 in another. Now I have to decide what to do with these forces. I think I'm going to park them there for the time being, because we do have our main army coming up. So it's a respectable border garrison. So I think they can stay where they are. And in the event that, Sauron counterattacks, then we can pull them back to Karis Galathon to help us defend the homeland. Swallow these guys up. Nom. Keep on moving. All right, so let's decide what we want to do here. We're gonna go ahead and we're gonna save it, just because I want to be sure that no terrible crashes happen. Oh, they have spiders. So spiders may or may not crash the game. I'm gonna run a quick test and see if they do or not. If not, we may have to just auto resolve and take the terrible loss. So so unfortunately it did crash. We're gonna go for it one more time, just kind of see what happens, and because I really want to fight this battle. The spiders don't always make it crash; they only kind of sometimes do. So I don't know. Let's see what happens. If it crashes again, we'll just have to auto resolve. Unfortunately, that's the reality. That spiders and ants and Sauron usually makes my game crash as well. That might have been fixed though. And sometimes axe throwers, but I think I fixed that as well. But I don't know. Here we go. What we are going to do is we're going to leave. We're not going to fight them outside the walls where they can surround us. Although maybe we might, because they do have to come up this giant hill. I feel like we could beat them if we wanted to take them in a straight fight. It would just cost us a lot in terms of manpower or elf power. But we're gonna start the battle and let's see what happens. So we're gonna start. Turn that off. Oops. Put our two archer groups, one on either side, and then this group of volunteers in the middle. I'm gonna go forward. Hopefully this doesn't make our game crash. Maybe we should just be patient. I don't want to get too close to the army, because the second I start, to see the spiders, then that's when bad things happen. What I may end up doing for future campaigns is I'll just remove the spiders from the recruitment pool entirely, if I can't figure out what's wrong with them and how to fix them. But hopefully it won't come to that. Hopefully this will be the one time that it decides not to crash. I really like these heavy infantry, by the way. They're probably some of my favorite units in the game. I'm really excited to we'll be able to start pumping those out pretty quickly, because I'm making one of the advanced barracks in our town hall. So we're going to speed this up, because we do not have all day to waste. Apparently our archers are firing at them, but I'm pretty sure they're just shooting blanks. They're just teasing us. Come on. If we have to fight them here, I feel like we could beat them. I don't want to retreat uphill because we get tired really, really fast. But let's see how this goes. Looks like they are just going to retreat all the way down the hill and, you know, make our lives miserable. Can we actually hit anybody from here? Like, can you legitimately hit someone from here? Yes, we can. I'm not sure who they're hitting. I have to, like, try and guess a little bit from right here. We'll probably put these guys behind the archer companies because they are not the hardiest of foes in close combat, whereas the Sindar and the Galadriel archers can definitely hold their own. Are they going to come up the hill and attack us? If we can kill those spiders before they even get to us. Up. I can just figure out where the hell they are. No, don't do it. Oh my god, what's happening? Why is this a thing? Okay, now we can sort of see who we're aiming at. Great spiders. Okay, hold on. We're actually going to pause for once and target these guys because they need to die. Because they cause problems with our games. Oh! We're getting weird latency problems here, which I'm not happy about. If we can kill those friggin' spiders, I'll be real happy. Ah! The micro stutter. I don't like it. Unfortunately, it is something that does pop up from time to time, and I'm not always sure about how to deal with it. You guys have definitely seen it in some of our previous Lorien games back when the channel first started, so it's a tradition, I guess. Where's that friggin' Nazgul regiment? They need to die too. Did those spiders die? Can we kill them all? Is it safe to move forward? I don't want to get too close because I don't want the game to crash. Bloody Nazgul. Die. I think we might have killed the spiders. I don't see them anymore. Or at the very least, we ran them off the battlefield. So perhaps they're not a problem. Maybe it's safe, but I'm not going to take any chances. We are definitely... Like, the AI is faffing about on the hill, and it's costing them dearly. Okay, so the Nazgul have been repelled for the most part. Looks like they are turning around, though. Their general is still alive. Ugh, stop that. I hate that micro stutter crap. I don't know why that's a thing. It seems to happen in battle with the certain special units. They cause some problems, but it seems to be going okay right now. Uh-oh. Nazgul getting close. Focus fire! They could be shooting us with their archers right now, but instead they're just kind of like marching forward. I'm not too sure what the point of that is. I think all the spiders are dead, so we should be out of the woods in terms of, you know, being worried about crashes. We're very, very spread out right now. If they charged us with those heavy cav, I'm sure they would run right through us. Luckily, they're not, because they're not very smart. Start taking some shots at these Minas Morgul volunteers, or these orc volunteers from Minas Morgul. Fire! Die. Yeah, they're getting scythed down. What do they got here? Orc raiders. Ooh, an Uruk bodyguard, a very fearsome Uruk bodyguard. That's one of their secondary generals right here. He's gonna be He is definitely a match for our woodland archers in combat, and we're gonna have to support them with our Sylvan volunteers, otherwise they're not gonna do very well. Over here, though, we have free reign to shoot whoever we want, which is excellent. I feel like we should keep shooting these guys. Oh, look at them, just all bunched up here. Morgul Uruks. They have some serious hard-hitting infantry here. Anchored in the center by these Uruk bodyguards. Attack! Forward! There we go. Our Sylvan infantry is engaged on almost all fronts here. Looks like they're just swarming against the flank here, so we're going to countercharge with our infantry once we have the opportunity to do so. We're gonna have these guys continue to shoot into those routers down there. We're gonna have these guys form up for a charge. If we can, there we go. But these poor units of archers are definitely not meant to be in this kind of situation, but it is unfortunately a necessary evil. Charge! Looks like some of their archers have remembered that, you know, their job is to shoot things. How are these guys doing? Seem to be doing pretty well. They're getting in amongst these pathetic orc spearmen, and yeah, they're really giving it to them. Die. We still have these guys prepared in reserve here. Yeah, the Sindar bodyguard, they're very elite right now. They have a lot of chevrons, and they're powerful on their own. They're definitely our best unit, and we haven't even committed them to the fight yet. What do we got here? Got them routing. Excellent. How we doing over here? Against this nice mix of hard-hitting Mordor infantry and some lighter infantry to back them up. Seem to be doing pretty well. We definitely are using terrain and our units' abilities very well. We're using them to our advantage. Charge! How these guys charge down the hill of these Mordor scouts. Which is, but yeah, we've definitely been using terrain and our units' competences to our advantage, so that's what's helping us win these crushing victories. Not fighting fair, not fighting by Mordor's rules. Just because we're the good guys doesn't mean we have to fight fair. How are these guys doing? Quite well by the looks of it. Cutting these orcs down. Yeah, we're going to send our Sindar bodyguard down here. Maybe not the best place for them, especially now that we're fighting on a hill. But, oh god. Part of them just charging there. Just forget it. Let's just go for it. But yeah, we're going to use them to kind of terrorize the routers here and prevent them from regrouping. Not doing very well at the moment at doing that. You know what? Let's bring them up here. Let's bring them up here and hit these guys from the rear. That should get rid of all of the remaining orc forces in the center right here. Looks like large parts of their forces are routing. I don't think they're going to be coming back. They're all very tired, exhausted. Lost another 10% of our force, so that we are being whittled down by attrition, but our best units definitely did not take the brunt of the damage here that's been inflicted on our army. So that's That's good. We're doing a good job at conserving our forces too. So I think we got this campaign in the bag. I don't know about you. Okay, so now the threat of our Sindar bodyguard here has routed these orcs. They're gonna route through this unit. We have taken some casualties in here that we lost a couple of them. But they're going to route through this unit, so these guys are going to be pretty elite, but I think by the time this battle is over. Oh, looks like they found their spine. They're going to come back up. That's fine. This orc band is definitely fought very well in the battlefield here. Die. Oh, like I took it right in the face. How are these guys doing? Looks like they've routed them. It's going to turn into a skirmish battle on the hill here, as most of Mordor's melee infantry has been scattered and routed. Their armies in disarray. Show us what you got, Mordor. I'm gonna send our Sylvan volunteers down the hill with these guys. Back them up with our the other unit of Lorien or of woodland archers here. That should be all that it takes to rout these guys. That ought to do. Let's see, we managed to kill 85% of them. We killed both of their generals and Camul the Easterling. I didn't even realize that was Camul. But yeah, he's down. That's one of Mordor's most powerful generals. They've lost to Nazgul, which is a blow in and of itself, but Camul is like the second in command. He is the wraith that would presumably have taken charge after the death of the Witch King in the Battle of Pelennor Fields. Attack! Go! I'm just gonna stay up here and try not to get too close to the corpses of those spiders. It would be a real shame if we crashed and lost this amazing victory here that we've just scored against Mordor. Is that everybody? I feel like they're all dead now. Oh no, these guys haven't routed yet. Attack! Still, we did lose 10%. Although, look at this. Look at this bloody victory we've had here. Many of our elves died. Another 40. We're down to a measly 400 troops to defend Dol Guldur. The hasty stroke off goes astray, said Aragorn. Undeniably true, which is why we are being so careful and not overextending ourselves. Thank you, Aragorn, for that wonderful little piece of advice. Come on. We're going to execute them all. This is our city. Get out. So we managed to hold them off. The hill on leading up to Dol Guldur makes it nearly impossible to actually lose this city to anybody. Let's see what we got here. Got a fair amount of troops. I'm willing to leave. I think that's a good amount of troops there. We've got some spearmen. We can use it to defend the choke point in Karis Galadon. Heavy infantry, and then all of our archers that we can use to inflict any casualties on any retributive expeditions that Mordor sends our way. So that is it for that turn, and I will see you guys on the battlefield. So some interesting developments here on our western borders. Looks like we've got a couple Dunlending armies on the move here. Apparently we're at war with them. I didn't even realize that. So we are be a couple of turns before they manage to get here. We should have another unit of swordsmen by the time they get here. But it looks like we're gonna have to fight Dunland as well, which is not not something I'm looking forward to doing. We don't really have the resources to fight them, or to fight, Mordor, the Misty Mountains, and Dunland all at the same time. That's something I wanted to try to avoid, but apparently it's not in the cards. So I'm going to move these guys up here. We're going to stop, make camp, build ourselves a little watchtower. Speaking of watchtowers, that'll do. This way we'll have a little bit of warning if another Mordor stack shows up. Hopefully we will be able to retrain our troops, but I don't think we're going to have the opportunity. We're pretty low on money. I guess that'll do for this turn. Nothing else terribly interesting is happening. Probably going to call the episode there. Episode 6. Wow, this is progressing pretty quickly. I hope you guys enjoyed. I'm certainly having a hell of a lot of fun this campaign. We've had some seriously epic battles, some pretty crazy wins. Hopefully we can keep up the momentum. Although I imagine once we start seeing more advanced armies that are supported, by things other than other infantry, our luck might just take a turn for the worse. But we'll see what happens. So far it's been pretty awesome. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys later. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.